Hello everyone and welcome to the Power 9 Podcast, the number one MTG podcast from Singapore. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts alongside the blood artist Edwin Tan.
Hello, Mick. Hi, Ben.
Hi.
Good morning.
Yes, as you alluded to, joining us at the table today is the back end Ben. No, you're not the back end. No, that's Jun Hao. Sheesh, I messed it up.
Secretly my porn name.
That's your the back end. Wow.
Porn star name.
Yeah.
Wow, chicka, wow. So yeah, welcome to the show.
My career as a Backstreet Boy never really panned out, so
So it's a back end.
Back end boys, right? So yeah, welcome back to the show. You are from Grey Ogre Games, a place that we visit a lot.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah, we like that place a lot. We like it a lot. I always have to sneak it in the show somehow. How are you guys this morning? You had a long walk.
Had a bit of a walk. My memory of Mikhail's instructions on how to get here were
The wrong shop.
a bit clouded. Yeah, a little hazy. Yeah. I don't usually get up before the store has to open. So
okay.
Don't you usually sleep in the store then?
No, that's Mark. That's Mark. Yeah. There's a reason why I'm the back end guy and he's the
You're the business end.
Yeah. You guys know me from the previous episode. I run the part of Grey Ogre that does all the international stuff, all the global relationships that we have with our business partners and stuff like that. And we do the booths, we do the events. Our next event is GP Houston coming up in 3-4 days. So if you're listening to this, I'll be flying. I fly Wednesday in Singapore and I time travel to Wednesday in America.
Superpowers.
Yeah, you could
my
go sign up for Heroes.
Many back end powers.
Funny, weird
Naruto sign.
Yeah.
Okay. At least that's what he meant to do.
Yeah, no, we don't have a video. We don't have
more
a video.
vulgar sound.
Yeah, you can't hear
you
can't hear the hand movement gestures.
Okay.
Okay, so you're listening to the Power 9 Podcast. Yes, we are the number one MTG podcast out of Singapore. We are probably the only ones out of Singapore. Every week you can find new episodes and old episodes on power9podcast.com. You can also find us on iTunes and Stitcher and also mtgcast.com. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/power9podcast. You can find a lot of pictures that usually Edwin takes. I take some.
Usually.
Yeah. I take some because I don't usually take them because I forget. Yeah, Edwin always tells me, dude, take a picture of the board state. And like, nah.
And after the game, I'll be like, do you take any pictures?
Nope. I'm sorry, Edwin. I failed. You had one job. So yeah, you can find us on Instagram at Power9Podcast. You can also find us on Twitter at Power9Podcast.
The 9 is number 9.
Yes. Okay, so this week's episode is going to be a lot about leaks. Leak. But before we start the episode, we'll always go through
our week in Magic.
Yeah, our weekly segment.
Yeah.
So Edwin, tell us about your week in Magic.
No Magic again this week.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You didn't even buy sell cards. No, you just traded with me a foil.
Well, that's
foil
that's not counted.
Oh,
yeah, I bought a foil Cozy Legs return from Jason.
Oh, Jason Lowe?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's on the auction page this morning.
Oh, cool.
He had a weird end time at like 10 a.m. It was like no one's gonna
Magic
bid
players
it. Yeah.
unawake at that time.
Yeah,
so.
man.
Why did he put 10 a.m.?
I don't know. It's
Like
weird.
you have to type it in, right? I'm looking at my keyboard. A and P are on the opposite sides.
He meant to do AM. Like he was like 15 minutes before. It's like 15 minutes to end time. It's like okay. Yeah.
So nobody bid.
There was a guy before me, but he
Oh.
bid it like last night, I think.
Lol.
Yeah.
Jason,
okay.
why? Okay.
If you're listening to this, Jason.
Yeah.
He actually
wants to know
sells cards
why.
pretty cheaply on. on the
I think he
auction
has the right attitude, the right
Yeah.
approach.
He doesn't push it. Well, a lot of people just straight
Just push up the
put
bid.
it into like TCG meat converted or something as the start price. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if your listeners know what we're talking about, the auction.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, thanks, Ben. For those of you who don't know, there's an auction page in Singapore where we basically put up cards that we want to sell, and basically you have a start price, an end price, and an increment. And people just bid for the cards. You have a end date. Sometimes you have a buyout price. And if you want the card, you bid for it. If you're lucky, you get it for the price that you bid it for. Yeah, a little cheaper. Like usually it's a little cheaper. I would definitely put my cards up like just TCG mid, just the normal price. For those of you who don't know, we're working in Singapore dollars, which is 1.4 times.
Thereabouts.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So US dollar is like $1 is 1.4 Singapore dollars. So I usually just put it up at TCG mid, which is usually lower than most prices in US, and I just put it up in Sing dollar. So
Sure, yeah.
and then you just let it run.
It's like a social media eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even more addictive that way because alongside
on
all
your
your
feed.
pictures of cats and other people's children, you have magic cards as well.
Yeah.
So
I actually
I should put up
hidden
pictures of
that
cats.
from my wall.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
I buy a lot less now. So it's like only when I want to buy, I just go start looking.
it's a problem when you have to hide it.
Yes,
It's like,
it is a problem.
Stop running posts from this place. So that's it. That's a week of Magic.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
get to
lame.
play it. I wanted to play on Wednesday, but
Yeah, what happened, man?
went out with Marvin.
Oh,
Yeah, went to buy stuff. So
Tell Marvin to go and play. I mean, you've
Too
got
many.
spare decks. You got spare decks, and
Yeah, we've got a couple of decks. I mean, it's the usual kind of simpler to play. Less mechanics involved.
oh, okay.
It's like burn, affinity. And
Speaking of which, you were also playing this week.
Affinity is
right?
not simple to play.
oh yeah,
So-
affinity is not simple to play
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
but it's one of those things you can get by.
Yeah.
just-
It's less punishing.
Yeah.
If you make a few mistakes.
But-
But I play with Merfolk. Like sometimes I forget the triggers on the vial. Sometimes this thing and like, oh no, I still win like 5 out of 5 games that I play. Like,
you don't win that much with Merfolk.
Yeah,
Stop lying.
man, no, Merfolk is damn
Stop
powerful.
lying.
Merfolk is really good.
I mean,
And-
affinity is at the highest level. It's super hard to play.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
You're basically trying to play around everything that your opponent could have, so you have to kind of deduce. And I think there's some people who are amazing at it. Frank Carsten, Alex Madroton.
Well, you
and all
could
those
be,
people.
you could just go like balls out, balls to the wall. Like, oh, I'm not going to play around anything. You got it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't, you're dead.
I think the guy who finished in the final of GP Singapore this year, he lives by that mentality.
Oh,
So he's
nice.
if in a kind of 50-50, if he is given the chance and the choice to whether or not to put the question to you, do you have it?
He'll
He's
just
always
go for
gonna
it.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he-
Steven Tan. Yeah, yeah. And that's his.
That's a
his.
nice-
It's
that's a
his
nice
life
way to go.
philosophy. Yeah, it's his a very clean and simple way to live life. Always ask people, do you have it?
You have it. Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm
okay,
sorry.
I lose. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So yeah, you were playing. I saw you playing.
Yeah,
This week,
I
you were
played-
even playing standard. What?
No, I played some Jun for modern because I don't have any other cards.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, my Tamagoys and my foil Tamagoys and my foil Tassigurus
It was just
and my foil lands
And your basic lands are what are those? Gru lands?
Gru lands.
Yeah.
I bought them when they were like $20. I felt a bit silly, but they look really cool. And
Yeah.
the whole Equinox thing, it's
It's very nice,
beautiful work,
actually.
yeah. And then to be honest, I think that's the backbone of my business so far has
The
been.
Guru lands.
No, it has been buying cards that I like,
and then
they've gone up.
miraculously
Ooh,
they
pretty.
go up.
Yeah, which might not go very well with the next few topics that we discuss. This kind of mystic confluence of card prices and
man.
card. and
I'm
card
trying to
supply.
find like the only card that I can think of that does like leaks is Mana Leak, which is
That's the only one, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, besides playing, you were quite busy this week, right? But
Yeah,
you didn't
yeah,
fly
yeah.
off this week. saw
I actually
you-
came home. So when you saw me on Wednesday, I was home from Frankfurt. I met a couple of customers we had, and but mainly just preparation for Houston. So
I
like
see.
a couple of days before, or these past few days, I've been in the store, repricing things because everything is kind of upside down right now with all the reprints, supposed reprints and leaks and everything. So I have on my desk I have 50 Force of Wills, and then I've got a bunch of duels. I'm like, I'm not sure
Sure,
what
I
to
don't
make
know
of
what
this
to do.
situation. Yeah.
I don't know what to do now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I've been. Did I play this week? Yeah, I played. I played only.
You
for
played the same
Modern,
tournament as
yeah.
me.
Yeah. I crafted a new deck. I'm no longer playing the. What's that? The Blood Artist deck.
Chilling Wave.
Yeah, I'm playing a blue-white tempo deck. I had to do something with the Eight of Hearts. Like, everybody keeps looking at me and like, hey, that's a very cool modern draft deck. Like, yeah, I know. It's got Eight of Hearts in it. That's what makes it work. So like, oh, yeah. But yeah, it was quite cool. I played. I was surprised I did not lose against Eldrazi, even though my opponent had pretty bad draws. I felt. Playing for what's that? Ghost Quarters main board. Pretty good right now.
It's the right choice.
Yeah, it's
Do you have
nice.
Leonin Arbiter as well?
No, I
For
don't
the
play
virtual strip
dude.
mine.
Virtual strip mine.
No, I don't
That's
play with
good.
the Leonin Arbiter. I'm just playing with what's that? Liev Sky Knights, and secret deck tag using Eldrazi Displacer, which is very cute. Although I need some more colorless mana sources to support the ability, but it's very cute. Like, you can bounce.
You blink your detained creatures, is it?
Yeah, Detain and Reflector Mages and Thalias and what's that? Judge's Familiar, which is
quite funny.
interestingly cute card. Like,
It was not something I was familiar with.
yeah. No, they would go like, oh, I'm going to pay 4 life and pay this 1 mana to like, I'll pay this 2
Oh, no.
mana to try kill
The
your
worst feeling
Thalia,
in the
right?
world.
Yeah.
And my Edelval has 1, and I tap it, I look at him. Do you know what's coming? No, it drops, and like, oh no.
This is an unfamiliar feeling.
Yeah, I was like, I did not realize.
I thought I knew all the decks in Modern.
Yeah. So yeah, I like rogue builds. But besides that, I haven't been playing. Tomorrow is the regionals.
RPTQ?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've finally chosen a deck. I don't know whether it's good. I think it's good. It's a red green ramp deck that goes into Eldrazi, Ulamog, Worldbreakers, Ugin. I hope I'll do well tomorrow. Who knows?
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck. I saw you pick up the cards in the store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I still need to buy more cards.
Oh, yeah?
Because,
Okay.
I need some Gaia's Revenge. Gaia's Revenge, so good. Really very.
How many Gears Revenge do you need?
I need 1 more.
Should have told me.
Oh, you have?
Too late.
God damn, I need to go buy more. I need to buy 2 more Hallowed Moonlights. I'm
Hallowed
introducing white, so it's red green. I'm introducing 3 white sources in the deck just to play Hallowed Moonlight, because this deck
Rally.
just dies to rally. Like,
Okay.
I can't stop your combo, I can't interact with you besides Hallowed Moonlight. So yeah. Okay, so let's get on to the show proper. The topic of the week, lots of leaks. Let's start with it's the one that came out right after we recorded the last episode, which is a little annoying. We saw some leaks from Shadows over Innistrad. We have new mechanics. Let's highlight all the mechanics. The old mechanics, Madness. We've got flip cards.
Madness.
And new
Madness.
mechanics, Delirium and Skulk, and we see lots of prowess coming back. So really, they're making it an evergreen. Like, they did mention this in Magic Origins when they had like some cards with
Oh yeah,
prowess.
actually you're right.
Yeah.
Prowess was in Origin.
Justine
Yeah,
Thief,
so-
I think, was in.
Justine Thief and
Abbott.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few cards had prowess, which is really nice. And yeah, so let's talk about like the old mechanics. You guys played during the period where there was Madness.
Blue-green
Okay,
Madness.
yeah.
It was like
It was D-Deck. It was
D-Deck.
like the... How do we put it? It's like the Ataka rid of that
Yeah.
era, you know?
Really,
it's-
it
and
was
in-
that aggro.
In terms of its prevalence, in terms of its... it wasn't that aggressive. In fact, it was quite controlling at some points. But it was the baseline strategy. Your deck had to be able to beat, 2 mana,
blue-green Madness.
2/2s that could, increase in size, and Arrogant Worms,
Oh man,
and Basking Rualas, and Circular Logics, and stuff like that.
oh that's
Yeah.
fun. That's fun.
And that deck is cheap.
And it was cheap. Yeah,
It's like
again
really
like
cheap.
Ataka rate, affordable,
Yeah,
something.
affordable, yeah.
So it was one of those like introductory decks. Like, if you, I guess the game plan is very straightforward, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it was, something people could pick up and play, and it's
You
great.
don't have to think
Yeah.
too much, right? You
Much
just
like Ataka rate, yeah.
much like Affinity. No,
No.
actually, no. Affinity, you could just, like I said, you could just
You
go
could just
balls,
go all in,
balls to
yeah.
the wall, man.
You seem to enjoy putting your balls to the wall.
The wall has some.
We learned something
surfaces.
new about
Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah.
Has
Or his
some,
neighborhood. Or his neighbors.
Don't touch the walls. I don't know. Madness. I think is going to be a very interesting.
Have you tried playing
I've-
Madness cards? No,
No, I've gone through the Madness cards and they are
the old ones. You mean?
Yeah, the old ones. And
We had a brief preview of this, this new standard format in the Chaos draft that we did on New Year's Day or Boxing Day.
do we have
Someone-
Madness in it?
Yeah, someone opened a Torment pack and Jace in Origins.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes!
Yeah.
Oh,
I think he
Foreshadowing.
activated his Jace, and then it flipped, and then he paid the Madness cost on the Arrogant Worm, and his opponent just gave him like a look like.
Jeez, man.
Good job.
Oh man, that's the thing. Like Jace's ability to loot is going to be like really good.
Yeah.
Chandra's ability to just drop your hand and draw you cards, and then you can cast off that. That's going to be really good. I don't know any cards in the current standard that.
But that gets offset by the fact that you don't have fetches to make the Jace or delve cards anymore, right? Because
Yeah, you don't
they
have-
rotate in April.
rotating out, yeah.
Delve
rotates in April
Delve
as well.
rotates out as well. But
So,
I mean, like these are
mixed bag.
are very powerful. They're still very powerful effects. For the fact that you have a turn 2 looter, just Jace was, we've never had a turn 2 looter since.
Looter.
Murfolk looter.
Murfolk
Yeah.
looter. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's true. I believe the last reprinting of Murfolk looter is M10. Which is-
2011?
Yeah,
11?
2011.
Yeah,
No,
2009.
2009.
Oh no, I mean
M10.
M11 I think had a loot.
Had a looter? Okay.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
they used to play in some blue-white mirrors
Man.
because they had Sun Titan and junk like that.
But man, that's way back.
11.
I mean, 11. What?
M12 had
Five?
Murfolk
Yeah,
looter.
oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
there were virtual reprints, like there was a Civilized Scholar in Innistrad.
Innistrad,
Yeah, but
know.
that's 3 mana. You still have to,
It's true.
you can only start looting on turn 3, turn 4. So like with Jace, you can start on turn 3, which is very. I think it's a very powerful effect.
Well, it's
Uh,
Jace. So.
Yeah, it's Jace. He's powerful. What's the old card? Flip cards. Flip cards. I remember the flip cards. Lots.
The werewolves are back.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
werewolves
think
are
they're
back. Same mechanic. You don't cast any spells.
You flip.
You flip. You cast 2
cast-
spells. You flip
Flip
back.
back. Yeah.
Pretty good. I feel it's interesting. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to have those transform cards again
Yeah.
with your current the flip planeswalkers.
So you should. Everyone should stock up on opaque sleeves.
Opaque sleeves.
And checklist cards.
It's like pick of the week, people.
Look at the weak people.
Uh,
Magic supplies.
Finance 101. They're gonna run out.
Buy black ink.
Flip cards will be, along with these like madness and flip cards, they're gonna have spells that are going to be, that are going to activate the flips immediately, like full moon. Was it?
Moon mist.
Moon
before?
mist, yeah, moon mist. And what's that? Madness. For madness is probably. I hope Faithless Looting comes back.
Oh, yeah.
They need to
It's a
reprint
good
that
call.
card. Like there's been only like 1 or 2 reprints. 2 reprints. One in the dual deck and one in Commander. So yeah, please reprint that card. I think people like that a lot.
I'm quite excited that Madness is coming back. Like,
Okay.
I hope they reprint more Madness cards so it makes it into Modern, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah, that'll be
It'll be quite
interesting.
fun to see how it does in Modern.
Because like right now, I mean they printed new Eldrazi cards, and like Eldrazi is making it modern. So madness just doesn't have the enough support for it to be a thing in modern yet. So Skulk is a new mechanic
ability, yeah.
or new ability. Basically, you can't block it. Creatures of power more than this creature's power can't block it.
Oh,
Does that make any sense?
so it's
I'm
like
not reading
like a
that.
fair fight. You
Yeah,
have to.
it's- yeah.
You have to be the same size as me to block.
You have to
me.
you have to have a bigger backside than
Okay,
my
okay.
power to survive. So I mean, we've only seen it on a few cards, and they have like 2/1s. They're like 2 mana, 2/1s with Sculpt. I think it's a pretty fast clock, especially if like you're curving upwards. So all these smaller creatures, like they can do damage over the entire period of the game. Other abilities like Delirium. Delirium's interesting, I feel. If you've got 4 or more card types. So
among cards in your graveyard.
Maybe they're going to reprint Tarmogoyf.
With Delirium. Yeah.
Delirium for every card type in your graveyard again. Yeah.
Yeah, you get +1/+0. +1/+1. But functional Tarmogoyf at maybe 5 mana. That's very sad.
How is that functional?
That sucks. I'm imagining it will be functional. People will still play it, I bet. So yeah, you have Delirium. If you have 4 or more card types, the spell does something else. Like there was one 1 mana counter target sorcery spell. Is it counter target sorcery spell? Yeah, and then if you've got Delirium, then you can search the guy's hand, library, and graveyard for all copies of that spell and exile it.
In exile, yeah.
Yeah. So pretty strong. And I think it'll be a good mechanic with some of the processors as well.
And then there's a new creature type, Devil.
Okay.
I don't remember Magic having any Devil for creature types.
Oh yeah. I think in the past they were all demons.
I think so. Yeah. So now they have Devil tokens.
Yeah, and they, I mean, obviously they stayed away from devils and demons for a long time because of the
We
the
had
connotation. Vexing Devil, obviously.
Is it a Devil?
Yeah, it's a devil. Charmbreaker devils.
Charmbreaker devils.
Flay of the Headbound.
Were they all devils?
Yeah, they're all devils.
Okay.
Okay. So
all
the only devils that we had were from Innistrad.
Oh, okay.
No, sheesh. I have to redact that. Rakdos Cackler is also a devil, and he's from Ravnica.
Yeah, he's cackling at you right now.
You stupid idiot.
I'm a devil too.
And there's one from Shards of Alara. There are a few devils.
Okay.
Yeah. Devil's always in the details.
Yeah.
Right.
God damn. I hope they reprint Vexing Devil. Now that you mention it, like that's a pretty decent card.
Yeah. And it's surprisingly expensive for what it does.
Stupid.
Is it expensive still?
Yeah, I believe.
It still dies to a lightning bolt,
Pilot's
but
price is $6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which in Singapore buys you a McDonald's meal. So
yeah, at least
for what your opponent could pay 4 life for, you could get full.
Get food, yeah.
I'm gonna drop this round, and I'm gonna get lunch. I'll come back later and play the next round. It's okay. So yeah, I usually I feel like doing that every time I go up against aggro. Like, yeah, sure, I die on turn 3.
Turn 3.
Good. More time for lunch.
3, yeah.
What do you guys
crazy ass
do?
format is it?
No, man, it's like
in standard with like what Temur Battle Rage and
this Wednesday I went. I was playing against Infect. I sat down. I laid 2 lands.
And then you're dead.
And then I did. I was dead. And then I did. I died.
So in fact, aggro is in fact combo. I mean, I guess it's a discussion for a different show.
Yeah. First turn, no.
Like
so first turn we went like,
stuff,
what's that? The Glistener Elf.
Glistener Elf.
Second turn, Rancor. I didn't have any removal in hand because I mulliganed down to like 4.
And you're blue-eyed deck, so.
Yeah, and...
Rancor, Mutagenic Growth.
Yes,
and then maybe you
9.
could do that.
And then the second...
The Delph spell.
Yeah, I couldn't find a removal and gone. I died. Oh well. Funny.
Cool.
So what was we talking about?
So I
Actually,
think
you could die on turn 2.
Talking about McDonald's, actually.
McDonald's.
One
of us has had food.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not hungry anymore, man. Okay, so that's all the leaks from
SOI.
From SOI. We'll cover them more, I think, on future episodes.
Do you see the graphic, the promo graphic for the GPs that are going to be SOI?
Was it the band?
I think it's like someone who looks like Jace.
Yeah. That was the promo graphic. When they announced it.
Yeah. I only noticed it because I saw the GP Tokyo banner, and I was like, oh,
pretty sure it's Jace. That's that marking on his face.
Yeah.
Jace and Liliana, like
you know,
and then
now you're
then
doing
Jace
that
is black.
Mikhail's making a very obscene gesture.
But yeah, he
Hey, man,
he
but-
looks dark in the,
Yeah,
in the
and you know what they say once you go black.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like a 2-color planeswalker, blue black,
No, man. Jace will always stay
Always
blue. Like
mono
Jace,
blue.
Jace is so
some Aryan stuff going on there. No?
Jace is so idealistic. Like he's, I don't think he'll ever change colors because he's just way too idealistic. The fact that he stayed on Ravnica, not
Okay.
Ravnica, sorry, on Zendika just to help out because like, hey, I need your help. And this is good for the multiverse, and like, yes, this is good. Even though like his face is, showing what you call it?
The animation from the Pro Tour video is really creepy. He has like normal eyes and then they white out. And
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Oh,
If you guys
we're gonna
ever want to
get
go
Jason-
back,
We're gonna get
Yeah.
a Jace Mind Sculptor again. We're gonna have like a really powerful Jace, even more powerful than the stupid 2-mana Jace.
yeah, obviously it'll be insane in standard. So
Yeah, of course.
In
Jace
modern,
is
though?
always insane in standard. Gross. I think I don't know. Do you guys ever think he'll splash black or splash another color?
yeah,
I
I mean,
wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be
actually,
surprised.
yeah.
Really?
Given the difficulty in keeping the cost of a mono blue Jace down, or keeping it reasonable and standard, maybe they need to add an extra color to
Just to
make sure he stays on the DL. You know, like the
Not gonna happen.
Oh man. It might be a 5-color Jace.
yeah,
That'll be the only way to make a Jace bad, right?
yeah.
To make it 5 colors.
Theoretically, the more colors you have, the more powers you get, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah. So you'll have 5
Strangely
abilities.
enough, yeah.
No, so you have 3 abilities, and then he'll be a werewolf in flip.
It's a
Yeah.
3-color before he flips and
And then
flips. It's
like-
a two different
He's
colors.
already in
Yeah.
love with Bella, so he might as well be a werewolf.
No, so he's got 4. He'll always have blue on both sides. So it's like the light side and the dark
So it's
side.
blue
So
with enemy colors or blue with ally colors?
Does
Yeah,
he
that'll
kill
be
his
fine.
dad in this episode?
Who knows? I don't even know where his dad's. Oh no, they're from Vryn, right? So yeah. They might go back to the mage ring. Who knows? No, but he's with Liliana now, so they're hitting it
Yeah,
off.
and it looks like Liliana is gonna.
And
get-
again, Mikhail's making an obscene gesture.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. You might be able to hear that. Okay.
I see a doctor. If you
Yes, I am deprived.
Now that you
But,
put it that way.
I'm
I
eternal.
don't think I'm coming next week.
Eternally deprived. Speaking of eternal, we have some news from Eternal Masters. They officially announced it at the beginning of this week that they are
So for Magic players who don't know what Eternal Masters is, I don't think there's anyone who don't know what Eternal Masters
if you
is
guys
for the
knows
past
what
week.
if you guys know what Modern Masters is, it's basically they're doing reprints or they're printing out stuff to enhance your, and this is from their website, to enhance your cube or your favorite Commander, Vintage, and Legacy decks. The article came out with two spoilers, Force of Will, which looks quite sweet, and that's their like poster girl for the set.
Therese Nielsen did the art again, which
Of
is
course,
amazing.
Therese
Because-
Nielsen. I was just talking to somebody this morning about Therese Nielsen. Amazing. This doesn't look too much digital except for the smoke below, but
No, I think the smoke below is added on the card.
on the
You
card
mean
it's
the green
not.
smoke, right? I was just looking at it.
Oh,
on the
okay,
card,
okay.
there's no the smoke is not there.
Oh yeah, so this is.
It looks painted. Actually,
I like it a lot. And Wasteland, which kind of looks like Ancient Ziggurat, which kind of looks like Sandstep Citadel.
Is it the City
is
of
it by-
Brass? It's the City of Brass from Modern Masters, and it's crumbling.
Oh,
Yeah, go,
it got took too long, right? Took
yeah,
too
yeah,
long for
yeah.
them
It's
to-
been taking too long for them to reprint this card. So.
So yeah, Wasteland was reprinted in Expeditions. Yeah, it's like $100. I don't know, it's $150, $200 card, and here it's going to be $100 card only. Yay! Hooray
Well,
for
it's a rare.
reprints.
So I mean,
Yeah, it's a rare.
traditionally Modern Masters rares have not performed
Extremely
beyond
well, right?
$30, except for say Blood Moon and Chalice of the Void, which admittedly was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, well, I mean, those are the two reprints. It's coming out on the 10th of June. That's in card form. Or Magic Online is the 17th of June of this year. If you're listening to us in 2017, in 2016. I don't know, just covering my bases.
time travel.
MSRP. MSRP is $9.99. So is that the same price as the Modern Masters MSRP?
Yeah,
Yes.
I believe.
Is it the same?
That's
So
always the advertised MSRP.
Advertised.
Of course. Of
Keyword.
course.
Yeah. Just like when you buy a video game, it says you shouldn't play this game with kids under 16. or something.
I'm sure. No, I'm sure
My
everybody
little cousins
listens.
are much better at Grand Theft Auto than I am.
Do they actually sell limited products like that in Walmart?
I believe they do in America. I believe
Even like Modern Masters?
I think Modern
uh,
Masters they stopped at Modern Masters, right?
Yeah,
did they?
I know Japan, like Yodobashi and all these big retail chains. They actually stock them, and
and they sell MSRP. Do they?
yeah, some of them do sell MSRP, especially if you find a little bit less informed ones. So people do make it, but it's the case in Japan. Anytime there's any of these limited edition products, there's a bunch of people whose livelihoods depend on going out and buying these things.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to like Comic Cons and buy limited edition like anime stuff, and then they sell it on the secondary market
And make money from that.
Yeah.
Speaking of the secondary market, we have
He caught the ball.
I caught the ball.
Not to the wall this
Yeah,
time.
it's not, it bounced off the wall, and then I
It's
caught
going
it.
too
And
hard.
I'm like, ooh, yummy.
Ooh.
So we'll talk. I guess we'll spatter it around as we talk about this issue. Also, early this week, I can't remember which day, but on Reddit it came out, and
Do you want to talk
you know.
about the format first?
yeah,
Go straight into it.
I don't know. Should we?
Yeah,
Yes,
we should.
Yeah, we
Okay.
should.
Okay.
Secondary market can wait.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It is secondary after all.
yeah.
It's like Modern Masters. Well, that's what they say here. It's going to be a draft. It's going to be a draft only. They're going to have like huge. I guess they're going to have huge GPs for this.
No, I think Helene Bergeau has come out and said there will be no GPs for this
Eternal
format.
Masters.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
seriously?
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
Why not?
It
It did so. I mean, Modern Masters did so well that GP Las Vegas did so well. They had more than 5,000 or 6,000 people in attendance.
yeah. So I mean, it seems to me that it's a horrible waste of an opportunity to monetize this.
Do they feel that? Do you think that legacy is not something that people will go out for?
Well, no, I think that's actually quite the inverse this year. You look at the schedule. There's more legacy GPs this year than there were last year and the year before that.
Well, they're trying to support they're trying to support legacy. We've seen them. We've seen stores like stores in the States. I think it's SCG. They bought out a lot of stock from what's that store in France?
Magic Bazaar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bazaar Moxon Bazaar. Yeah. So they were trying to shift. That was 2 years ago. They were trying to shift like legacy support all the way to the US. So
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it could be that the set is not as draftable in the competitive sense. I can imagine that it could be quite swingy, but from the use of Cube as a advertising standpoint, it could very well just play out like Cube Draft. And I think a lot of streamers, a lot of Magic personalities have come out and said they would play a Cube. They would play a Cube GP if it was plausible, which has never been, because
that's
who
fun.
really wants to
I
give
mean,
away duels and But now that you have the kind of pseudo opportunity to do that,
you could make it, but that's the thing. I would imagine such an event to be maybe not a GP, but more of like a community cup type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the schedule, and there were a few dates that kind of jumped out at me that were very plausible. You have a double weekend in Tokyo and New York, two capital cities. So
why not put it there?
There's a possibility that and there's one weekend where we're in Los Angeles, and another, and the same weekend I think there's another big event somewhere else. So the dates exist, the venues have already been booked. I don't know.
It's just whether they're willing to just.
It could be them
in.
trying to limit the distribution of this product.
That's crazy. Why would they do that? I mean, they're trying to support. To support legacy.
Yeah,
they
really
are
needs-
increasing the number of legacy events this year. So why do that?
Yeah, it leads into your next question, which is, what is WotC trying to do with the
With the
set?
product,
Yeah. Because I think the question really is, what is WotC trying to do and what is Hasbro trying to do? These are two, although
that's
related
true, that's
entities. I'm sure WotC has the game's interest at heart. They really want it to grow, and part of growing the game is getting its history involved, getting its its legacy, its vintage involved.
So yeah, I don't know. I really have no idea like what
on Hasbro sides. It's really you have to make money.
I think it was the top performing game for Hasbro this past
in
at least
the
the
last
past
2
year.
years. I believe it's the last 2 years. They've been making them. Magic. Magic is a moneymaker. Full stop.
Yeah.
Like,
but this is also the same company that owns Transformers. So, are they gonna? Are they gonna Michael Bay this thing up and,
They should have on.
Is the movie still happening?
I think
Yes.
so.
It's releasing on the same day as I forget. I think.
The Warcraft movie?
No, not the Warcraft movie. One of the DC movies.
Oh.
I think Batman vs Superman.
That seems like
Really? Batman vs Superman's this year, like May or something.
I forget. They're releasing the same as
With one of the DC movies.
those
Okay.
there's been
DC movies.
remarkably very little marketing
For it, yeah.
No, all you need is like Megan Fox running around screaming and then explosions.
As Liliana.
It's like, Please
And
don't.
slow motion. Yeah. Going back to like Transformers and explosions, right?
no.
We should have like tables, SOI. We should have tables whenever your werewolves transform, right? They should have that sound.
That Transformers song.
And then like
You
explosions.
could just
in the
tell your
background.
opponent it's more than meets the eye. And then he'll give you this look like, oh my God,
Please don't.
man.
you're old.
Okay, so back to
Sure.
Eternal Masters.
So, what is-
So the reserve list, they mentioned that they're not going to reprint any of the cards from the reserve list. Why? What's he? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
That's all.
conceptually, it's a line in the sand, right? It's not exactly a legal document. It's more like a policy, a guideline. that
It's
can
like-
be
Like a
realized.
promise
it's like a friendly
to the players.
handshake,
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm not
We're not
going
going to reprint anything from reserve.
Yeah.
list.
Yeah, and I think people who are way more qualified than me have written about the legal implications of the reserve list and what businesses mean when they promise you something, and how much action you can take against them. And I'm unclear as to what the exact ramifications are, but it just seems like something that it's a holdover from years ago. And truth be
Yeah.
told, I don't think the argument is always that some collectors are going to come out and have $1 million lawsuit. But the way Magic is now, you can probably afford $1 million.
Yeah,
lawsuit,
exactly. Like you are going to have so you're going to have like a multi-million.
Product,
This should be should be a separate episode in itself. But like you're going to how well Modern Masters did last year. Like you can imagine 6,000 players in one hall. You're making even at MSRP.
That's your
like,
lawsuit covered, yes.
Yeah, that's like
In
your
one event.
Yeah.
in one event.
But obviously the events are run by separate TOs and stuff
Yes,
like that.
that's true. But I mean, they still have to buy the product. They still have to. Magic still makes a lot of money. WotC still does make a lot of money. So, it's just them being nice, but them being nice to a certain few people, like a certain few collectors, is not being nice to everyone else.
Actually, I
which
disagree. I don't even think the collectors who really have large positions in this game, I don't think they would mind. Can you imagine when you get on, say, maybe another 2 million, 3 million people to play Eternal formats, how much that's going to drive the price of Alpha,
Of
Beta duels?
Your cards, right?
Yeah,
That's the
because-
thing. Your cards are limited in supply. Your old prints are always going to be
People who collect...
yours.
And there will be
People-
new collectors.
Yeah, new collectors.
Who
people
wants to
Yeah,
really
like,
want
hey,
to
I
get the
know this-
older print of the
Exactly,
cards.
they're going to take a look at Force of Will and they're
Yeah.
going to see that symbol on the side. Like, this is Eternal Masters, so this is a reprint? So what's the original? And they're going to go back and they're going to go find out about the legacy of the game. And like all the old cards, Sliver Queen. If you don't reprint them, people won't know, that these cards do exist.
It's quite
So-
a good segue into the whole discussion about the role of reprints, right? And that
Yes.
I guess feeds into the idea that collectability often always is tied to, the original, the artifact, the what,
original,
that which gives the
yeah.
aura.
Yeah.
If you have ever done any critical studies, no?
The genesis of
Any baths or any Roland bath, no.
nope.
Yeah.
But it's a lot.
I don't remember.
I think it's a lot like playing Commander. Even when we play Commander, it's like, oh, okay, I have a reprint of this card. Sometime along the line, if I like the deck, I would want to get the original print of the card. It's-
Oh, and if you can't get the original print, like you want to get it altered, like that's usually the case.
That's what I'm trying to do with Concordant Crossroads.
Yeah, refer
I need that black border.
to episode 50. And just make it black bordered. God damn it! Just have to put a marker down the side. Don't even need a ruler. Come on.
No, it's
just
different.
Run it down.
The colors, the print on the card is different. The colors are different.
Okay, so let's just go into the reprints,
Yeah.
or what might
Think
be the
might
reprints.
reprint.
Who knows? So on the article itself, we did say that there's 2, Force of Will and
Wasteland.
but apparently this week, also on Reddit or on I Am Guru or I don't know, some social sharing website.
Someone
We
leaked
have.
a list.
Yeah, and the entire list apparently of cards.
Well,
they
not the
include-
entire list.
I don't know.
Well, the ones that make money.
I looked at the list and it looked like someone's wish list on SEG.
Exactly.
Or something, It's like, oh look, I'll just go click on my shopping cart and paste it into.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so I'm going to run through some of the cards. Abrupt Decay, Ancient Tomb, Umizawa's Jite.
these are what I'm guessing.
Oh, this is what you're
Yeah.
guessing?
The list is one of the links.
Oh, okay. Counterbalance, Land Tax, Sylvan Library, Fluster Storm, which was only reprinted in...
only printed in Commander and Judge Foil, I think.
Judge
Fluster Storm, yeah.
Aetherval, Golgari Grave Troll, Misty Rainforest, all the
Zendikar fetches.
Zendikar fetch,
Fetches, Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal, Cabal Therapy, Terminus, Past in Flames, Caven of Souls,
even-
Glimpse of Nature.
and then we move on to the mythics, which is Force of Will, which is actually a mythic on the website. Jason Mind Sculptor, Liliana of the Veil, Stoneforge Mystic, Snapcaster Mage, which I'm going to get tomorrow. Yay. Show and Tell, Sneak Attack, Umizawa's Jite, Kalia of the Vast, Mana Drain,
And Maro. Crab Rare of the Sand.
So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of cards.
Well, I think someone put in some effort. They tried to make it, balanced. Not everything was like a wish list.
But you can't put Sneak and Show in the same draft format.
I think that's what they
I think
that's why it's
they're
a
trying to do.
mythic,
Yeah.
right?
aiming to do, yeah.
And then
It's a draft
counterbalance.
around kind of thing,
yeah.
yeah. But I don't know about
Counterbalance, but there's no Senses Divining
I think
Top.
that's why there's no GP for it. It's because they they don't want 100 minute rounds where
Sneak and Show turn 3 Sneak and Show. You got anything to show for it? Nope, you're dead. So
But I think it'd be a fun draft format with Sneak and Show in it without Gristlebrand, because Gristlebrand is just
okay.
Yeah. So you have that kind of interesting dynamic where, because of power creep, the cards have become so much better. But in a vacuum, they're like,
Maybe not.
sneak
that
a
good,
Maro
yeah.
into play.
Do you think Maro's gonna have like his likeness on the card? That'll be quite fun, to print a like jokey card.
But I do think you can take a lot of direction from what they say on the website. It says enhance your Commander, Cube, Vintage, and Legacy play.
Yeah,
So
that's a lot.
there
of
isn't a mention
stuff
of
to
modern.
enhance.
There isn't a mention of any kind of contemporariness about it. So, and they did say, I think Aaron Forsyth came out and said, or someone else said, that the cards will be more oriented towards the older, the history of Magic, the pre-modern era.
Of course, the historian has to. I think Aaron Forsyth is the historian of the group, right? Is it?
No, it's
No, that's
BDM,
BDM, yep.
BDM,
Brian
yeah.
Marshall,
Sorry. So about the leaks, right? So what's that? What's he did announce, or they made a statement on their website. Were aware of the rumors that an individual is in possession of the card list for Eternal Masters. If true, This is obviously a situation we take extremely seriously. We want to ensure that the entire Magic community knows that we do not is in
Caps.
capital letters, provide preferential treatment to any card vendor, distributor or retailer, nor do we disclose detailed card set information prior to preview season. Once we finish our investigations, we will assess what, if any, steps are needed to ensure fairness for the community. Okay, so there's a lot of things. There's a lot of conflated issues with this whole leak thing. So let's break it down. Let's deconstruct. So first of all, the leak came apparently from a vendor. Was that right? Or at least the people implicated were certain vendors in the United States. Okay, so the gist of it is that somebody got all the information, who might be a vendor, and they leaked the information, or somebody leaked it.
I think it all started out with this Twitter account that was made by someone who was trying to out these people, and what he was trying to do was to provide, and he started off doing so cryptically by dropping little hints and stuff like that about the ways vendors behaved, and as well as a particular thing that they were doing, which was, he alleged that they were one of the vendors was trying to auction off the full list for $25,000 US, which of course got people angry for very many reasons, which later turned out to be false. It was fabricated, or he rescinded his let's not say it's false. Let's say that he redacted his statements, and he deleted the aforementioned tweets from his account. And I think that's supposedly the end of the Wizards investigation. But yeah, obviously there are conspiracy theorists, people who wear tinfoil hats out there who believe that there's some sort of magic Illuminati at work. But I think the whole idea of leaks in general was even ties into the SOI stuff we were talking about. Cards were shown way before, and obviously takes a lot away from the WotC's ability to sell the set and to drum up hype, market the set. And
so okay, so the whole idea is that man, there's a lot of issues that has to do with this. Leaks do happen, but the thing about leaks is that everybody gets the information at once. When you have, or at least what we believe should be, everybody should be getting the information at once, which is why we exist. If you listen to our show and if you don't, if you're unaware of everything else, like we do give you the news, or like people do give you the news that, hey, this has happened and you should try to educate yourself.
Sure, but
when it's contained with like a few people, then you have a situation where people have, I guess, the leg up, and but I don't. That's the thing. Like, I'm on the other side of the fence. I don't think there's too much of a advantage that you get really from having this information. I feel
if you want to talk about leaks in general, by the time it gets to the public, it's probably trickled down from somewhere else.
That's true.
A loose mouth vendor, a loose mouth Wizards employee, or I'm obviously there's no proof of this.
Yeah.
But if that were the case, I think we discussed some scenarios.
Yeah.
In the event of a leak, other than obviously Eternal Masters, that could play out, and I think we all agreed that they were kind of net neutral, right? Yeah,
exactly. We're going to bring up some. I guess we're going to talk a little finance right now. Like, there's no, you could have situations. Okay, so the first situation is where the leaks are wrong, or there's misinformation.
Sure.
So the first real time this happened was where during Modern Masters 2. Where supposedly somebody leaked out like a lot of good information for the reprints for Modern Masters 2. It even made its way onto Mythic Spoiler. Mythic Spoiler, that site is legit. Like when they throw up a spoiler, like it's 99.
Real.
Yeah, it's real. And even they got tricked into it, and and the spoiler we were talking about, like I I think very simple things like the commands. You know, we thought that all the commands would be reprinted, but only profane command and
Cryptic command
got reprinted. So, you know, when that happens, then that really upsets the market. Like you just go on a buying or selling spree. You know, you see that profane. What's
But
that?
actually, that's a bad example because none of the commands actually
Well,
are played widely except for the blue one.
But
except for blue one, yeah. But
I think the point of which is that because we now live, not like 5 years ago, we now live in an era where social media is a lot more developed.
and it's a lot faster. Like you get information.
Almost grotesque. Yeah, so the whole idea of having a unverified leak in the past would be, you know, something that no news site would touch, no magic site would touch. But today, you know, it's just clickbait. You know, if you have a leak, even though it's a bad
false,
source, you know, it's good publicity. It's I mean, any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
So we do live in a more liberal. I won't say
And
liberal.
people take action on that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like the action taken is faster because you get the information faster. Like you've got to act, and if you're a vendor, if you're a collector, or you know, think yourself as a trader, you went deep into certain cards, and you want to sell them off, or like you imagine them being reprinted or not being reprinted. You start buying a certain set of cards and just waiting for them not to be reprinted. Case in point, Inquisition of Kozilek.
My God. Back to
You
that
were
again.
you were so waiting for it. Like, Mick, you gotta sell off your Inquisitions like right now. They're gonna reprint it in the next set.
Kozilek is coming back.
Yeah, Kozilek, you know. And I'm glad I didn't listen to your advice.
Well,
because
I was wrong.
But ultimately, I think these leaks are like net neutral, that they don't hurt or harm anybody. The guy who's going out to buy these cards is going to make some money, he's going to lose some money.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
and no one really has a leg up because it's kind of imperfect information. It's bad information.
exactly.
So
And
Because it's not verified in any way.
Yeah. I
so,
mean,
and even if the leaks are true, that's the thing. Like, even if the leaks are true, you know, we were discussing this before the show. Like your cards, for those of you who do collect cards, who do trade, like your old cards are gonna maintain most of its value. I feel. I don't know, but we're looking at case in point, probably like Daybreak Coronet. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at like Daybreak Coronet for a little while. So
I think that's going to be scary for you, though. That's a bad example.
that's not the best example. That's like a demand driven.
Yeah.
That's a demand driven.
I mean, I have my thoughts about how these things work, but I think a great example of we were just talking about a hypothetical scenario where your friend comes up to you before Oath and says, "Hey, there's going to be a 6-color of Magic." You're like, "Oh crap, we're going to buy all the cards that say it adds one of any color."
Mana Confluence,
Mana
go deep on Mana
a whole bunch of
Confluence.
City of Brass, Mana Confluence,
Unknown Shores.
Unknown Shores, I guess.
Ruptured Spire and shit like that.
And then you buy Tendo Ice Bridge, right? So you have a crap ton of like Mana Confluences and City of Brass that, you know, you're like, didn't really work out, but I made money on my Tendo Ice Bridges because that surprisingly is actually a thing.
Yeah.
Because the color didn't turn out to be a color. So that's the way I see like these kind of ambiguous or even false leaks. You know, there's going to be collateral damage. There's going to be collateral benefit. So yeah, I don't see too much of it. But your point goes back to the idea that there's some sort of price rigidity when it comes to the original printing of the card.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can take a look at, Tamagotchi is a classic example. I mean, when in 2013, okay, so in 2013 when Modern Masters 1 was outed, like it was a $180 card and suddenly dropped to like $100. But since then it's been climbing and it reached its peak again in 2014.
People recognize what's going on, and I was there at the GP, and vendors, some of which are probably very big companies, were there, and they were just buying it up. They were going to other vendors with a stack of cash and say, what are you selling coins for?
Yeah, exactly. I feel vendors are more educated about this. Like people were opening.
I mean, the question for this episode is whether or not they're too educated. Do they have, any kind of prior education or a cheat sheet, so to speak?
I don't know. Do they?
I think that's where it crosses over. So educated guesses hearing bad spoilers, bad lists, having someone come out and tell you, hey, I think this Eternal Masters is coming out, or our example was Commander Masters, or Conspiracy 2, Electric Boogaloo.
That's a great name.
Yeah. I mean, if someone came out, so for in that scenario, someone came out and said, "Hey, man, Conspiracy 2, Electric Boogaloo is coming out."
Is it Electric Boogaloo because it's Raul Zarek?
Maybe.
Is it Raul Zarek?
I think it rhymes with 2. That's all. That's all I was going for.
Damn.
And so you would make educated guesses. You would go for some stuff that wasn't printed recently. So maybe Command Beacon might not be something that you be, but there you have the kind of positive and negative response. One is I want to minimize my losses. The other one is I want to take advantage of the market.
Yep.
Right. But if you want to take advantage of the market without concrete information, you're going to break even, just like the guy who bought the Mana Confluences and the Tendos, and probably lose some money because it's quite hard to sell City of Brass and Mana Confluence in a colorless world. So I think therein lies the problem, and the whole crux of the issue is when people have verified information, when people have, but then that's just that to me is an IP. It's a crime.
Yeah, I don't think they would. Wizards would be that careless to give you verified information on things that they have not officially released. Besides these leaks that
the discussion is about translators, people who are supposed to translate the sets into a different language, and then they're leaking it, which I understand as WotC. It's hard, Hasbro, it's hard to have a stable of translators, so you frequently outsource, and translators might be less scrupulous than your WotC employees. They care less for the game and they care more for bottom line.
All the reporters are more crafty than the translators are, or whoever third parties are.
And obviously the way spoiler season works, a lot of these writers get the cards in advance, and they can so that they can prepare an article about it. And people often argue that, and this was the controversy around Guillaume Waffle Tapa, many years ago, about how they had a god book because they were writing articles for a French coverage or French content website.
Basically,
and how they
got
had
everything.
Yeah, they got everything, and that not only could they make money, they had a competitive leg up, because they had access to, could start testing a lot earlier.
They had access to verified information. That's the thing. So, we have to know. I guess the only, one of the main issues here, one of the main problems here, is that if the information is verified, then yes, this is very dangerous.
So, what do you think is worse? The competitive leg up or the financial leg up?
I think the financial leg up is worse because no offense, Ben, but vendors kind of have to meet their bottom line too. So they'll do a lot of
I
stuff.
find that really interesting because obviously I'm on the vendor side of the fence. So but personally I think it's exploitative if we have this kind of verified information. So
of course,
obviously leaves a very bad taste in the customer's mouth. But when you think about it, the integrity of the game the integrity of the competition, the Pro Tour, this holy grail for a lot of players, is being compromised by if they had this information. But then you think about it and you look at Hasbro and WotC's model, and I think the Pro Tour is a giant marketing tool. It's 4 days over a weekend of marketing. It's
televised.
It's televised marketing. You are willingly watching marketing.
It's like
not just for them,
Comic-Con
Ultra Pro
for cards.
Yeah.
Magic cards,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a break right now. This summer for Magic the Gathering.
And it's like, Eldrazi's doing well. On day 1 or day 2, and people start buying packs.
Yeah, which then goes back to our question about, what
are they trying to do?
What are they trying to do?
But they're trying to make you spend money, people. Not on the secondary market, on the primary market.
But so long as the game is fun, people will spend money.
Yes, that's true.
But fun is calculated in very different ways. The fact that vendors are not price gouging does contribute to the fun. So I don't want to plug any store, but
don't worry, we'll plug it for you. I'm
just like you and your wall.
Don't touch the Grail Games walls, please. We're testing that tonight. There's a lot of things that I guess we can talk about for leaks. And I think when we delve into the whole idea of leaks as an issue as a topic of the week, that would take that would take the week
To talk about.
just talk about, because so many issues to deal with. But I think we should move on.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're not satisfied with that, please let us know on our Twitter or our Facebook, and we'll gladly debate it out with you. Or you could come on the show and talk about it. We'd love.
Well, for a show
get
called
people to
Power 9 Podcast, we really don't talk much about legacy and
Yeah,
That's true.
Kind of weird, right? Yeah.
Get people to phone in.
So, yeah.
Phone in,
Click-
like, what
clickbait.
Force of will? Huh? Okay. Or there are duels that don't deal damage to you?
Hi, my name is Will, and I hate that they're using my name over and over again. I thought I was over this in 996.
All right,
Okay,
so do you want to talk about the... No?
Nah.
No? Okay.
Leave
I
that.
will save it for another week. So let's end off the show.
So last, what are your thoughts? Will you draft
Of
Eternal Masters?
course! I'll draft it like once or twice. I don't know. I did that for Modern Masters. I drafted-
$50 per draft?
I don't know. It was cheaper when I was in Porto. Because they literally just charge you for the packs. And then...
Even
you know,
for MM packs?
Yeah, even... MM packs were like 10 euros a piece, which is not cheap. And then drafting it was just, most of the time when you make it like 2-0, then you just split the pack with the last guy.
And do you
So,
think they'll do a conspiracy too?
Electric
Boogaloo.
I don't know. I think as a product, it hasn't sold as well. So
It's quite enjoyable.
It
to
was
draft,
very
yeah,
enjoyable,
to draft,
but
actually.
I think people realized it took a very long time to draft. So it's not your kind of like oath battle kind of draft where you sit down, you play for a couple of hours. It is a long drawn out affair because it is
It's
multiplayer,
multiplayer, yeah.
and stuff like that. So it is, yeah. But it's a great product, I think, for I don't want to use the word casual because it has a different connotation, but it's great for playing at home with your friends. You just sit around table, get a few drinks.
It's kitchen table magic. It's fun.
But it doesn't make money, sadly.
Yeah. I mean, if you
No, people bought out all the at the beginning they just kept opening boxes until they got all their Rouse Erics and all their
It's not Rouser, Deck Fadens.
Sorry, Deck
For
Fadens
Deck
and
Fadens,
what's the other card that was expensive in the set?
Console's Judgment.
Stifle and Console's
but even then, like, they're not expensive anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
The foils are... Well, Deck Fadens.
Deck Fadens,
foil
it's insane. It's pretty much
Even
three
Deck
display
Fadens.
cases.
Yeah.
three display boxes of a conspiracy. But I mean, you look at what he's been doing with the past two sets. Expeditions. Yeah. So I don't know. It is very profit driven.
Yeah.
It
Seems
has
like
to
it.
be.
What do you think they'll do for Shadows?
I mean, someone played with the idea of Innistrad Echoes.
Oh yeah.
So, they will slot in Liliana and Snapcasters?
Yeah, I mean,
Treasures, right?
The treasures.
Yeah, I'm worried. It becomes too much of a cash grab. It's too obvious, too blatant, And you could then understand why they delayed the announcement of Eternal Masters. If traditionally the fall set is announced, or the summer set is announced at the World Magic Cup, or the year before, or even at the Pro Tour where it was a great opportunity to announce it, and you think maybe they delayed it a bit because WotC or Hasbro is aware of the kind of resentment, or the discontent that players have towards the format, right? Because people were complaining about Eldrazi and how they basically printed cards so that the format would be different. And so, if then you say, "Hey, man, we're gonna try and grab more of your cash by selling,
putting
Force of Wheels and Wastelands.
So I'm glad that they are aware that they are trying to manage the perception, but
No, they
I'm
don't
not too
care.
happy.
That's the thing. They say they don't care about the secondary market. They do.
I think
but this is all about player
I mean, it's
perception,
something
right?
they cannot ignore.
Yeah.
And it goes back to
I know
the way you compute fun, right?
Yeah.
If you want to sell a product that makes you money trading on fun, then if fun is affordable cards, then it's something you should be concerned about.
Yeah. Anyway, they seem to be paying more attention to the players, which is good. I feel.
I mean, look at all the other games that have poor secondary markets, and they all died out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! Reprinted, Riddle shot to death by reprints. And you have World of Warcraft where it was the other case, it's just power creep. They just printed more and more powerful cards in every set. And some of them were like promos or something. You couldn't get them
anywhere else.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that ends
Interesting. Yeah.
so that ends our episode for today. Remember, you've been listening to the Power 9 Podcast. You can find us on power9podcast.com, mtgcast.com, Stitcher and iTunes. I just checked Stitcher, and it's been down for a while. But yeah, we have still four.
Okay.
Our loyal 4. You are number 4. I don't listen to Stitcher.
I'm telling you, we should just start doing video
Yeah, no, we will.
soon.
Where was I? Oh yeah, facebook.com/power9podcast. You can find us on Instagram, at power9podcast. And you can find us on Twitter at power9podcast.
The 9 is the number
You
9.
can find myself at the Asian Judge, Edwin.
Edwin TCW.
Yeah, you know it. Ben, do you have anything?
We
to
have
plug?
I think we have a Grey Ogre Twitter and Grey Ogre Facebook page, but this is not.
Come down to the shop.
Yeah,
No, go down
Grey
to
Ogre
the-
Games.
We're not sponsoring anything here, so
No.
I don't want to plug it.
No,
That's
you
cool.
should
That's
plug
cool.
it. No,
Okay,
I will
okay.
plug it. What is Grey Ogre Games with an E?
With the E, because we're a British colony. We used to be. So
We're
Queen-
Facebook.
We're
Queen's
British
English.
Grey Ogre.
Yeah. And that,
Sipping
you
a
know,
cup
and you
of
want to avoid any IP problems, you know, like
Yes.
build up
you-
your shop and everything, and Wizards like, guys, you know.
Yeah. You can find them on Facebook, Grey Ogre Games, yeah. Remember with an E. You can also go down to the store, yeah. We
Yeah.
If
are
you're in
always
Singapore,
there.
the
Yeah.
store.
Trendy location, you know.
83 Club Street, 0401.
Yeah, and just like the street is Club Street, there's
Yeah.
lots of bars and pubs.
Get
and-
drunk, go to the shop.
Yeah. Or, you know,
Or go to the shop first, then get
yeah,
drunk.
go to, yeah.
But we had a couple of people come up yesterday, and they were kind of out of their minds.
Tipsy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were just like looking at the binders. I've never seen anyone stand so close to a binder before. He was like, you know, staring into it.
Man, who was this?
It's
Was it-
about my friends from university. They're like, "Oh Ben, I heard you opened this," but you could smell it the moment they said, you know, hello, and then you're like, oh.
Hey Ben,
Yeah,
whoa.
well lubricated. Yeah, and we have a couple of Commander regulars who actually pre-game before they come up and they play, and they really enjoy it. They really get rowdy.
Oh man, speaking of which, like back in Porto when we had a few guests, we would always have them on the show to talk about Commander, and like before anything, and even during the show, like they gotta crack open like some beers. We have to get drunk, then we can talk about Commander. So yeah.
I think it's a tradition, right? I know some other US casts involve drinking throughout the cast and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I just remember,
Yeah.
back in Poland, we have Commander tournament, like French Commander tournaments late at night, and like everybody except me would get drunk and then play.
So you
Like,
won a lot.
yeah. So there's I didn't, no. Even in their stupor, they would beat me down like easily. They're just so attentive. Like, oh, okay, you're gonna do that. No, Path to Exile. No, Force of Will. That. No. So yeah, they
Same muscle memory.
yeah, their eyes are practically closed already, and like the guy had to take off his t-shirt just because he was
Take off his
warm.
t-shirt.
Yeah, he was in his singlet. And we are in Poland.
Okay.
It's not strip Commander you're talking about.
Yeah. We're in Poland in
Every point
like
of damage.
the spring season, the start of the spring season. So it's blooming cold, and the guy has to like take off his t-shirt because it's way too warm. So yeah.
There's a tournament in, I think, New York, or a vintage tournament where everyone has to bring booze. The entry fee is...
Oh, really?
I think the old school event for Vintage and Legacy World Championships last year was everyone had to bring... Yeah,
Alcohol.
because it's supposedly... it is a gentleman's format, so you bring, appropriate
Appropriate.
refreshment.
Yeah, wine.
Yeah. I think it was a lot of single malt, a lot of, Yeah.
That sounds cool.
That's fun.
And I think the old school championships in Sweden are held in a bar.
Oh.
Yeah, it's held in an actual bar. Yeah. So much
Idea for your
playmates.
next
Yeah,
tournament.
yeah.
It's
Our
just
next
downstairs,
venture,
man.
you know.
Yeah,
Bucket
just
list,
downstairs.
bucket list bar. Come on. Okay, so right, we were supposed to end off the show. So for myself, Edwin and Ben were signing off.
I hope you play more Magic than me.
I do.
And
I hope you buy more cards.
No, that'd be too self-aggrandizing. I hope you make good investments. I hope you buy cards that have value.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Cool.
I've been wanting to try out a slightly different opening. Been hearing WWE going on in the background recently. Like they always come in the entrance.
Really?
My name is, and then like Triple H, and like very long awkward pauses. So yeah, can do like.
Are you sure you want to try that?
I don't know, like welcome to the.
Then people will like,
Yeah,
shit, is
pause.
that a wrong podcast?
The number one the number one MTG podcast from Singapore that also talks about WWE. Okay, can.
Cool.
Hello.
No shit.
I saw the look of terror in your eyes. Like,
It's like, really?
Mick is really gonna do this.
Is he really gonna do this?
I'm gonna put this at the end of the show.